Hello everyone. My name is Grace. I'm the scheduling coordinator for NJ4S Union Hub, and today we'll be continuing our October webinar series with our prevention consultant, Khadiza Kubra. She will be doing her presentation on the mind-body connection in cancer prevention and recovery. Some information about her. Khadiza was born in Bangladesh, a country where many girls are not encouraged to have a professional career. When she moved to the United States, she worked toward breaking the cultural barrier of her community and pursuing higher education. Khadiza completed her bachelor's in biological sciences and master of public health and epidemiology concentration from Rutgers University, New Brunswick. She's a first-generation college graduate hoping to inspire other first-generation students to achieve success in education, career, and personal lives. So without further ado, I will now hand it off to her.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we will be talking about the mind-body connection in cancer prevention and recovery, specifically about breast cancer, because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. For our agenda, we have a little activity called Myths and Facts, myths versus facts, actually. Physical and emotional aspects, and we will discuss about the mind-body connection, and we will talk about some emotional wellness tools that patients could use, as well as social support, and we will finish up. I have a few myths versus facts questions that are statements on the next couple of screens. So I would require, if you feel like a statement is a myth, just type out myth on the chat, and if it's a facts, you type out facts. So the first one is wearing a bra can increase risk of breast cancer. Do we think it's a myth or a fact? Okay, we have a couple of mixed answers. So it's actually a myth. So there are a lot of theories that's going on about it. Like people say, like wearing a bra with wire that could stop, like, some body fluids to flow through and move out of your breast. So this kind of could cause toxic substances to build up inside, results in tumors and breast cancers. But they did a study in 2014 about around 1,500 women participated with, they had breast cancers, and they did a study on them, and they found no link between wearing a bra and breast cancer. So that was kind of cool. Okay, the next one. Anyone can get breast cancer, no matter their gender. What do we think? So even though it is rare, around 1% of people who are assigned male at birth, that they have a chance of getting breast cancer. So compared to women, men have 19% higher chance of death rate. It's mainly because we don't have much awareness of it. So if they see a lump or something doesn't feel right, they don't automatically assume, oh, it's breast cancer. So therefore, that 1% of male population that does get the breast cancer, they have a higher chance of mortality rate because they might not go to the doctor right away. So they might be at the last stages of cancer before realizing, oh, I have breast cancer. So there's that. Next one, antiperspirant and deodorants increases the chance of breast cancer. What do we think? We have some facts. Okay, so before doing this research, I actually thought that was true. But so basically they said the theory is that antiperspirants that have some chemicals and aluminum and all these advertisements about, oh, cancer causing chemicals and all of that stuff on our deodorants and stuff, there's no evidence of connection between deodorant and breast cancer. So if you are using chemical-free, aluminum-free deodorant, that's great for you. But if you're not and you're thinking about switching, that's okay. But I wouldn't. It has nothing to do with breast cancer. Just some facts about breast cancer it is one of the most common cancer among American women after skin cancer, and every year thousands of women receive the life-altering news of their diagnosis. So currently, we have more than 4 million breast cancer survivors in the US. And this number can include women that are still undergoing treatment, as well as those who have completed it. So while we have medical advances that led to higher survival rates, the journey through diagnosis, treatment, and the whole process, survivorship, is deeply emotional and mentally challenging. Some of the physical and emotional aspects that we want to talk about is the treatment, right? So it has a lot of physical side effects like hair loss, fatigue. You have menopausal symptoms. You have people go through mastectomy, that reconstruction, and like changes in the body. They lose or weight gain. So cancer diagnosis and treatment process can trigger emotional responses such as like fear, anxiety, or uncertainty of future. So addressing both the physical and emotional aspects of the disease and its treatment significantly impact the patient's overall well-being and quality of life and their ability to cope. Therefore, we come to mind-body connection. So we often speak of the mind and body as if they're like two separate entities, right? Two separate things. But in truth, they're deeply connected. Our thoughts, feelings, and emotional experiences are all part of the same system. So they continuously like influence each other, respond to one another. It's like a feedback loop. So receiving a breast cancer diagnosis can be one of the most distressing experience a person may face. For some people, hearing this news can cause negative emotions and make it harder for them to cope through the whole process and fully engage in treatment. In some cases, emotional weight becomes so heavy that people refuse to surgery or stop attending radiation or chemotherapy altogether. So possible physical side effects from treatment can affect mental health, including anxiety, fear, stress, and depression. So the role of stress. Stress plays a role in both breast cancer prevention and recovery. So stress advances the spread of cancer by releasing several hormones, including our stress hormone called cortisol, and some neurotransmitters that weakens our immune system. So stress can worsen the symptoms and potentially impact the tumor growth and the spread. So now we will talk about healing emotionally through the breast cancer journey. What are some ways to manage or reduce stress without, using any sort of medication for patients? What do you guys think? I'll repeat it again. What are some ways to manage or reduce stress for breast cancer patients that you think? Marijuana, hobbies, having family around, positive outlook on treatment. Yep, thank you for sharing. So one of the things we'll talk about for our emotional wellness tools, mindfulness and meditation. So mindfulness helps people by teaching them to focus on the present moment without judging their thoughts or feelings. And mindfulness can lower stress, anxiety, and depression. One of the study that they did on a 8-week program on mindfulness based on stress reduction program that showed that patients feeling less stress, improved quality of life, and also lowered harmful stress-related chemical in their body. And yoga and mindfulness together, they help with the pain, tiredness, and mood and appetite in breast cancer patients. So another one is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is like a structured talk therapy where with a certified professional. So it kind of helps breast cancer patient to manage their emotional challenges like stress, anxiety, depression, fear of reoccurrence. And it helps them to improve physical symptoms like insomnia, fatigue, if they have hot flashes and nausea. It teaches them like some coping skills to reframe their negative thoughts and develop healthier ways to handle stress and uncertainty. We also have like creative art therapy, right? Being expressive, doing expressive writing or journaling, dance, music, art. It provides like a safe and expressive outlet for them to, get their emotions out. And they are non-invasive and supportive way to improve overall well-being of the patient. So we talked about social support. Some of you guys on the chat said about family support. Family and friends. So emotional and practical social support is basically emotional and practical help from others to help patients go through the treatment process. Social support help with feeling cared for, being understood and less alone in the whole process, right? Family and friends, they are the key source of support for during the treatment and emotional and practical needs, such as like, how am I going to get the treatment, transportation? Is there any chores that need to be done around the house? Or do you need childcare or financial help? We have someone on the chat. No. So we have spiritual and religious support. So some people feel that spiritual and religious faith can be a source of strength and community because, they have, if you go to the communities, they have support for you. Maybe there are other people that are going through it and you pray together or do other spiritual rituals together. Communicating with healthcare providers is important, and oncologists, you have nurses, social workers, they can offer vital resources and emotional support, not just like, oh, you need to take this and this medication. If you're feeling something, they can help you get the resources you need. And other survivors, they can, if you are in social groups or cancer survivor groups, different therapies, they can help you. You can share your experience and other people can resonate with you, share their experience, so you can learn from each other how to help each other in that way. So one of my family member currently going through breast cancer treatment, and at first she rejected like all the treatment, especially chemo, because she was just like, I don't want to do it, like there's no point. And she has an incredible support system, and they all work together kind of like to help her make that decision about her health. And she like chatted with family members, other survivors in her network, and like religious leaders, and of course like the healthcare providers, to come up with like a treatment plan for her. And she had to go through mastectomy, radiation, and still continuing her treatment. But at first she was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do anything. So it does happen to some patients because they just give up hope and have a lot of negative thoughts. That's where you have the social support from everybody to come in so they can help you make certain decisions and give you some hope. Positive outlook in the treatment process. Some people, they document their journey online, or they express themselves, connect with others, and educate. And this is the story of May. I've been following her before her cancer journey, but like ever since she got diagnosed, and she has been sharing a little bit of her journey. And here's the video of her experience.
I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional, but these are things that help me mentally and physically get through the hardest part of breast cancer. For reference, I was diagnosed with hormone-positive breast cancer last October, so it's been a year. I went through 4 months of chemo with 1 cycle every 3 weeks. 70 to 80% of getting through breast cancer is mental. When I was first diagnosed, I was heartbroken, I was crushed. I didn't know what chemo was gonna do to me, but I decided to go through it. I promised myself that my whole personality would not be a breast cancer patient. I was gonna stick to what makes me happy, and I was gonna continue to work, create content.
Hi, this is the new May for now.
Same old May, but with breast cancer treatments on the side. The next thing I did was I never stopped being active. After I would go through a chemo session, I would give myself a week of being at home, just relaxing. I knew my limits, and I knew if I could get up and take a walk, if I could get up and lift some weights, if I could get up and go on the Stairmaster, I did it. Just working out had such a positive effect on me, mentally and physically. If you want to read about the science and all that stuff, Google it. The next one might be a little controversial. I didn't cut out sweets. I know everybody says when you go through cancer, cut out sweets, blah, blah. If a cookie was gonna make me happy that day, I ordered the damn cookie. I ate the cookie, I ate the whole cake. I ate sugar. The next thing has to do with hairs. It's time for you to experiment. I tried wigs, I tried turbans, I tried scarves. Every day I changed my look and I found the thing that made me most comfortable. I was actually being bald. If you're going through something similar, I just want to let you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
So as I was saying in the beginning, October is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I am going to give you a minute to type a message of hope, strength, or encouragement, love for breast cancer patients, survivors, and caregivers. So it could be a word, sentence, or even a heart emoji. Anything that you can think of that would uplift somebody. I like the hearts and most. Thank you. You can do it. All right. With that being said, thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, I am here, and this is the feedback form and NJ4S information. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you very much, Khadiza, for a very health-focused presentation, and thank you to everyone else for tuning in. If you would like to give feedback on Khadiza's presentation, she did put a QR code into her presentation, but I can also put a link into the chat right here. So if you can just click on the link and give your honest opinion here, we would greatly appreciate it. Submissions are anonymous and it helps improve the quality of our presentations. And if you enjoyed it, if you want to keep up with what NJ4S Union is doing, you can just follow us on social media, the @NJ4S Union. Thank you again for joining us and have a great rest of your day.